We breathe without a single thought of it. Such a fundamental part of our life is controlled in the background. Our subconscious maintains a flow of oxygen going in and out of our bodies. What makes such a simple function so powerful is that you can take full conscious control over it. When it comes to feeling fear, most of our body reacts on autopilot. Key functions like our heart rate, digestion, mood, and breath are affected. If you're anxious, your breath will respond by getting shorter. If you're relaxed, you will breathe deeper. The reason your breath reacts to fear is part of the fight or flight response. You may have never noticed the shortening of your breath when you feel anxiety, but this is part of your body preparing you for action. As seen through our evolution, this response to danger plays a big role in keeping us alive and allowing us to continue expanding as a species. But today, things are different. Things like talking to strangers and presenting in front of others are treated as it would have been for our ancestors. Our primitive system sees strangers as potential social or physical dangers, as they are less trusted compared to friends and family. This goes for presentations as well, as this is one of the most common fears amongst people today. It is often the perceived outcome of failure that causes a fear. This is because for our ancestors, failing in front of their peers would potentially lead them to being casted out of society. Our brain still believes that doing things like presenting in front of your classmates or colleagues will run the risk of you getting socially exiled. This is how fear works. While some are of physical dangers, they are driven by our brain's caution of what could happen, not what would really happen. This makes getting calm while confronted with fears so crucial, because it is important that you avoid getting overwhelmed by thinking about potential outcomes. This is where your breath comes into play. As I discussed, our breath reacts to the state that we are in. But what you may not have known is that you can take full advantage of this function by flipping it around. This is done by taking conscious control of your breath. By doing this, you go from being reactive to altering the reaction. This technique is commonly called breath control. By focusing on your breath and adjusting the lengths of your inhales and exhales, you can take control of your state. This is why, if you want to feel more relaxed in any situation, all you have to do is deepen your breath. If you've ever heard the saying, fake it till you make it, this is essentially the same thing. By breathing deeper and slower, you imitate a confident and relaxed physical state. This essentially tricks your brain into believing that you are actually feeling this way. There are many ways that we can do this through a variety of different breath control techniques. The one we'll be focusing on is the 4-6 breathing technique, as it is very simple yet highly effective in putting you in a relaxed state. All it takes is some time spent focusing on your breath. It is called 4-6 because those are the increments of your breath. 4 seconds going in and 6 seconds slowly breathing out. It is important that you breathe from your diaphragm. To ensure that you are doing it right, you can keep a hand on your stomach. What you should feel is your stomach expanding like a balloon, but not your chest. Spend some time doing this while focusing on your breath. By doing this, you will slow down your thoughts and relax the feeling of fear. We can also use this as a meditation practice. As we practice slowed breathing, it is proven that relaxation and alertness will improve over time. This will allow you to feel a greater sense of calm at all times. To add this practice to your day, start by getting in a relaxed position in a quiet place. If you are new to meditation, start with a timer of 5 minutes. As you progress, you can increase that time to 10 or 15 minutes. Like I explained before, take the time to focus on your breath and make sure you are breathing through your stomach. Count to 4 as you breathe in and 6 as you breathe out. If thoughts pop in your head, then acknowledge them and focus back on your breath. Making this a habit or mixing it in with other meditation practices will allow you to increase your sense of calm in your everyday life. Slowing down your breath is a very efficient way to calm down your body, as it only takes a few deep and mindful breaths to make a major shift in your state. Breath control is a very underrated method for decreasing anxiety and fear, as we rarely pay attention to our breath at all. But when you take time to change your breath, you can unlock a new sense of peace in any moment where panic arises.